You behaved yourself?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
I have way too much stuff.
One event yesterday.
Frazier, you're here.
I stopped it. I cut it. I was tired.
Yes, ma'am.
The health team had me out on Saturday. I was supposed to do one event that morning. Yeah, but I was supposed to do one event on Saturday morning, then one event
thank you.
at like 3 o'clock. They had me out there tired.
Oh, this is. Here, actually, I'm not going to pull it up here.
One
Yes.
restaurant to another. And I mean, I think 1, 2, Saturday, like 4. Just right.
Oh, yeah, no.
Where's that Bill Tater fellow? Oh, there you are. Very good to see you. Thanks for coming. We have one. Come on up, Arden. Yes, just send it. Here, right here is fine too. We're all good. We're all good. So welcome. We are here to announce another exciting July 4th in Houston, Texas. Of course, we're probably a little bit prejudiced, but we don't think anyone celebrates America's birthday better than Houstonians. So we're very pleased to introduce a great lineup, which we'll get to a little bit later on. I wanted to also, before we get going, introduce Mayor Pro Tem Dave Martin, who has joined us today. Thank you. We appreciate all of your support. What I love about Mayor Pro Tem is not only his support for the events industry, but this man loves music. You know, it's probably that Louisiana roots that he comes from. But we have talked music ever since I've met him, so I appreciate your continued support, Mayor Pro Tem. Also want to introduce Bill Tater. He's here with us. Our radio partner is Cox Media, and we really appreciate all they do to promote our entertainers. I just wanted to, before I introduce my boss, I wanted to thank all of my staff for what they've done for in working in tandem with Dr. David Peirce and Dr. Warden in ensuring that the Houston special events industry throughout this pandemic, this very tough year, has been supported right here out of City Hall, that when they had events in their facilities and as they were planning the events throughout the year, the reimagined events, that we have helped them to do so in accordance with CDC guidelines. And so I really just want to take a moment to thank Dr. Peirce, Dr. Warden, and my team for working in tandem for the special events industry. We know events are very important to Houstonians. So thank you. July 4th is so important to us. We celebrate our freedom. We celebrate those commonalities that we share as Americans. And I don't think there's any bigger supporter of what July 4th stands for, of both in a celebration and in meaning, than my boss, Mayor Sylvester Turner, a great leader throughout this tough pandemic, but for the city throughout his entire tenure, both here and then before as in the legislature. Please welcome my favorite guy, our favorite guy in the city of Houston, Mayor Sylvester Turner.
Thanks, Susan. I really appreciate that. She's talked about all of us, but let me tell you, when it comes to special events, that's her DNA, that's her passion. So thank you for your incredible leadership and for your entire team. I don't think we thanks. So I really appreciate the entire team. Let me thank everyone. I'm talking a little bit about all of them, and what Susan didn't say is Mayor Pro Tem will be performing at this independent Freedom Over Texas event. So, so look, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Houston is a resilient city. It has been a tough, well, not just a tough year. The last 14 months have been tough. but we once again persevered and we are stronger. I want to thank Houstonians who continue to get tested and vaccinated. If you haven't been vaccinated, I encourage you to do so because when you are, we can all really come back together as a single community. As we begin to venture out this July 4th, remember to recreate responsibly and continue to practice physical distancing, plan ahead, and leave no trace. Please take care of your neighborhood parks and trails. I'm fully supportive of Houston's special events industry, and I'm excited that live events have begun rolling out. And as we look forward to the fall, I am hopeful that our grand signature events will welcome the large traditional crowds. While I wish we could hold a huge 4th of July celebration downtown, we're not just yet there, and however, we're still moving forward. I will add something I mentioned earlier in the room with all of our sponsors, is that 6 weeks ago, we really couldn't forecast that we will be where we are today, and it's kind of hard to rev up big events just on a dime. So it takes time to kind of move forward, and we're going to do so as best we can. This year, the Shell Freedom Over Texas will once again be a live, televised, and stream event on ABC 13 with incredible entertainers and a spectacular fireworks display. We are committed to provide a patriotic program that is reflective of the diversity and strength of our city and one that celebrates the ideas of our founding fathers. We will honor veterans and active military who have made the greatest sacrifice for our country and who continue to ensure our safety. And during this past year, we've had to rely on our medical workers like never before. And we will recognize them for their many sacrifices. And we will acknowledge other essential workers who have had to adjust their schedules to keep America running. We would not be able to bring forth a concert and live fireworks display without the support of our sponsors. And I'm excited to welcome back Shell Oil Company for another year as the title sponsor of Freedom Over Texas. Shell continues to support the city through their philanthropy in many ways, and especially during these trying times. Shell is a sponsor that invests in strengthening our community, and I'm proud, the city is proud to be working with Shell. Frazier, I want to personally thank you. You got a new look. I want to personally thank you and your team for your dedication to Houston and to this event. And without your title sponsorship, this reimagined event is not possible. And I look forward to the many years of working with you. And so thank you so very much. Please give it up to Shell, And this year, I'm pleased to announce that longtime partner Walmart has agreed to become our entertainment sponsor. Walmart is another partner that always steps up to answer the call, and this past year was no different. In December, I needed bicycles to get out to elementary school children, and bikes were hard to come by. With one phone call, Walmart came to the rescue. Ivan, let me thank you and Dennis for your continued support of this event and for all you do for the families in our community. Please give it up to Walmart. Still looking for that electric bicycle, but we'll make do. As the unofficial soft drink of Texas, Dr. Pepper is returning as an anchor sponsor. Each year, Dr. Pepper and Walmart team up to give a wounded veteran a home through the Military Warrior Support Foundation. It's one of the most special parts of this event. And I'm proud to include the home giveaway at Shell Freedom Over Texas. Nathan, the veteran population, is very dear to all of us. And thank you for your continued support of our veterans. Please give it up to Dr. Pepper. In fact, immediately after this press announcement, Dr. Pepper is providing the Dr. Pepper float. So really appreciate that. Keep the ice cream on ice. And And if you see me segue away, that simply means that I'm going for a commercial break, but things will continue. Our friends at Bud Light Seltzer and Civil Eagle Distributors Houston have been a part of this event since the very beginning. They are a stronghold not only in the beer world, but also in our community. Whenever there's a crisis, flood, freeze, hurricane, they are always there to step up to the plate, no questions asked. Elkin, thank you, Camellia, and your team at Civil Eagle Distributors Houston for all you have done in the community and your continued support. Please give it up to Bud Light Seltzer and Civil Eagle Distributors Houston. And if you see me break away, when I finish the Dr. Pepper float, I'll go to the Budweiser Light. Number 4, no 4th of July celebration would be complete without fireworks, and I'm happy to report that our friends at Reliant are returning as our fireworks sponsor. This July the 4th, they will provide the power to light up the sky with a beautiful fireworks display, and we moved the launch site of the display last year in order to double the height of the show, and it was spectacular. In addition to seeing them on the television, your backyard and balconies, neighborhood parks will be open for viewing, including this year, Eleanor Tinsley Park. Last year, you know, we only had the fireworks, and then we didn't allow people to come into the downtown area, so to speak, or in Eleanor Tinsley Park. And so even though it's not the traditional concerts all over the place, we are opening up Eleanor Tinsley Park for people to come and see the fireworks. And I'm looking forward to another majestic fireworks show this year. Leanne, thank you and all the folks at Reliant for your continued support of this event and commitment to the city. Please give it up to Reliant. And so even though we're still doing things a little bit different because of the virus, we are opening up more for the event. And then next year, in 2020, the hope is for it to be all the way open, quite frankly, as we move into the fall. You know, the goal is for things to be open in the fall from, you know, the parades and all of that. But for now, it's a modified sort of format. And at this time, it's my pleasure to welcome our title sponsor, Frazier Wilson, Director of Workforce Development and Diversity Outreach of Shell Oil Company, sporting his new yeah, it's new dude. Is that real? Is that real? Okay. All right, Frazier Wilson from Shell. Frazier.
I shared with the mayor earlier, when he gets my age, he'll be able to grow one of these. So again, at Shell, we're pleased to return as the title sponsor for the event that celebrates our love for country and our love for the city. By the standards, Shell and the city of Houston are in the midst of a long and beautiful friendship. Shell stepped up after Hurricane Harvey with donations and volunteer hours, and by sponsoring the city's inclusion in the Resilient City Network, which led to the resilience plan of last year. Our company and staff made another round of donations this year to help the city with the power outages in February. And we've been supporting the city throughout the COVID response efforts. So I hope the city recognizes that it can count on Shell. And just as Shell counts on Houston to be the home for our U.S. headquarters and also for over 10,000 workers for our company, we have both a professional and a personal stake in the city's future. So this 4th of July, we have much to celebrate, and we have many people who deserve to be celebrated. First, our healthcare workers who have toiled long hours to care for the sick. They've helped research treatment and administer vaccines. Second, our frontline workers in schools, in supermarkets, in factories, in gas stations, who together ensured that Houstonians had the supplies that they needed to get through this difficult period. And third, everyone who made a personal sacrifice for the health and safety of others in the community. The small acts of heroism, from wearing a mask to social distancing or changing family plans, has helped us finally turn the corner around COVID-19. To continue that progress, let us all remember to recreate responsibly on this 4th of July holiday. Let us celebrate the heroes who have stepped up during this challenging time, and let's make this a high point and what promises to be a great Houston summer. But finally, let us celebrate the progress. I'm excited to announce the headliners and the talent for the 2021 Shell Freedom Over Texas. This year's headliner is the Academy of Country Music Award 2021 Music Event of the Year recipient, Lee Brice. Mr. Brice is one of only 2 artists to become a member of the Pandora's Billionaire Club as the most played country artist of all times on that format. He recently teamed up with Carly Pierce, and they won the ACM 2021 Music Event of the Year for their #1 hit, I Hope You're Happy Now. He is also the recipient of several CMA awards and has been nominated for a Grammy. Let's listen to just a sample of his talents.
I'm hard to love, oh, I don't make it easy. Well, I couldn't do it if I stood where you stood. I'm hard to love, and you say that you need me. Well, I don't deserve it, but I love that you love me good.
So, Mayor Pro Tem and the mayor will be opening up for him. So in addition to that, opening the show for Brice is a special guest artist and Academy of Country Music awardee 2021 New Male Artist of the Year, Jimmy Allen. He is the first Black solo performer to win this distinction. This multi-platinum selling artist released his debut album, Mercury Lanes, in 2018 and made history as the first Black artist to launch a career with consecutive #1 songs on the U.S. country airplay charts. His latest project was released July 2020 and has garnered more than 145 million streams. Let's hear a bit of Jimmy Allen.
But that don't matter now, 'cause when you smile, I see the sun sink down on the coast out in California. And there's no doubt, because of you, I'm not the man I was before you. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, oh, 'cause girl, you know I'm not. But I love you with everything I got. Girl, I'll give you my best shot.
So as you just witnessed, we're in for a treat this 4th of July.
There you go. Thank you, Frazier. And Frazier is also on our Houston Civic Events Board. So we appreciate all that you support, but we also appreciate your leadership with the Houston events industry. Thank you. Our next guest is new to Walmart. He's been with Walmart about 6 months. His name is Ivan Jaime, and he and Walmart have stepped up this year to be our entertainment sponsor. And he's going to, in just a moment, announce a few other artists that we'll have performing. I just wanted to remind also that Walmart has traditionally sponsored our Family Zone. It's the Walmart All-American Kids Zone. And while that's not going to happen this year, we know that they'll be back strong next year with that. But we appreciate all they do for Houston families and for families throughout this great state and nation. Please welcome Jaime.
I've usually been known as the guy with the 2 first names. Usually gets confusing, but you handled that, Susan. Thank you very much for that. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today to represent Walmart, and particularly our Region 6 executives, Vice President Nick Berkeley and Dennis Allen, who's the guy that he was over here, now he's over here, who was able to secure those bikes and who really has been the champion for sponsoring this event. So Dennis, thank you for your involvement with the community and your employees. I'm really more excited even to announce the rest of the lineup for this wonderful event. Alanis Sophia, a finalist from the most recent season of American Idol, is a singer and actress. She has released a song, Sweet Fantasy, in both English and Spanish. Many of you who saw Alanis and 3 Jimmy Allen's duet on American Idol this season maybe will be able to talk them into singing together again. Also, local and regional favorite Brian Jack and the Zydeco Gamblers, with their Southwest Louisiana sound mixed with emerging sounds of R&B, creates a modern style of Zydeco. A special patriotic moment with the Houston Symphony and Houston Methodist Hospital Singers will round out the roster. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about Walmart's story here in Houston that I've been privileged to get to learn a little bit more about. But Walmart's more than 25,000 associates in the Houston area across 35 or so super centers, Sam's Clubs, neighborhood markets, delivery centers, distribution centers, and other facilities. And Houston, along with the community, have experienced very trying times the last few years. Whether it was helping fellow employees and customers rebuild after Hurricane Harvey, or whether it was keeping the public stocked up with essential items and critical supplies during the worst pandemic in a century, or whether it was helping keep emergency responders fed and supplied during the worst freeze in our state's history. And now, having vaccinated tens of thousands, Mayor, you mentioned we want people to keep getting vaccinated. Our pharmacists have helped vaccinate tens of thousands of Houstonians over the last few months. Our associates have been there for Houston just as Houston has always been there for us. Our associates represent the best of Texas's essential employees, this term that has really kind of caught vanguard, or been vanguard here recently, but those of us in these industries know that they've always been essential workers. They've always made an impact on Houston, Mayor, and been the best of this community. We really couldn't be prouder of them and prouder of the broader Houston community for their resilience and service to one another during those last few years. So Susan and Mayor Turner and Mayor Pro Tem and the rest of the sponsors, I think we've all earned the right to celebrate. So thank you again for allowing Walmart to be this year's entertainment sponsor at Freedom Over Texas, and let's go have some fun.
Thank you. Thank you, Ivan. And they've been with us for 11 years, so we look forward to their continued sponsorship of this event. Our next speaker has been with us, the company has been with us for 8 years. It's Dr. Pepper. Of course, being a native Texas, Central Texas girl, I grew up drinking Dr. Pepper, and I think it should be the drink of the state. It certainly was in my growing up years. But I was so thrilled when they came and joined us 8 years ago, Mayor. We'd been working on them for about 3 or 4 years, and I thought, boy, we've really done it when they joined our team. Couldn't do it without them, and so please welcome Nathan Sanchez. He is the consumption manager for Dr. Pepper.
Thank you very much, Mayor, the special guest, other sponsors. Just to let you know, again, Keurig Dr. Pepper is very excited on being the 8th year partnering with Shell Freedom Over Texas in the city of Houston. We want to do it for another 80 years.
Thank you.
So this year, the event will be televised, and we are proud to be part of celebrating America's birthday with all of you. So Keurig Dr. Pepper is excited to have launched the first ever Dr. Pepper Zero this year. The zero sugar you deserve is finally here. Sorry it took so long, but we're confident you'll like the perfection. Also new this year and perfect for your 4th of July holiday celebrations is a new flavor, Sun-Kissed Berry Lemonade, and we're going to have samples for everybody here. So it's a delicious, sweet, fruit-forward taste, and you won't be able to miss the bright blue packaging and shelving across the country. But with the most recent historic ice storm and COVID-19, we'd like to say thank to all the Houston first responders and volunteers who have come together to help us overcome these trying times. Just like you were talking about with Walmart, we worked hard through those times, through the dangerous streets to supply Walmart and all our retailers, hospitals with the products they need. So I think that's what makes Houston great. So on behalf of Keurig Dr. Pepper, we invite you to all tune in this 4th of July for the evening with great music, fireworks, and fun. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Nathan. Speaking of fun, flavored, forward drinks, Bud has been with us for 34 years. They have, thank you, yes. And you're almost 34, right? Let me tell you, this is a partner that has not only supported Shell's Freedom Over Texas and all of the reimagined decades that we've gone through together, but also they support thousands of events in this town annually. They are huge in Houston's special events industry, both in their creativity and their promotions and their sponsorship. Please welcome the media manager for Bud Light Seltzer, Silver Eagle Distributors Houston, Elkin Vasco.
Thank you, Susan. Good afternoon. Bud Light Seltzer and Silver Eagle Houston couldn't be more excited to join the city to celebrate our nation's independence during Houston's official 4th of July celebration. We praise the Mayor's Office of Special Events for the great job that it's done over the years, especially the last two, for growing this event to meet the needs of our city. As a founding sponsor, we're extremely proud to be involved once again and to be a part of another successful celebration. Moreover, Silver Eagle Houston is delighted that more than thousands of Houstonians will be able to enjoy a cold Bud Light Seltzer while celebrating during the Freedom Over Texas celebration and broadcast on July 4th. But as we celebrate our nation, we also look forward to celebrating our Texas roots and toasting Houston with the freshest of Bud Light available that's been brewed right here in Houston for over 30 years. On behalf of Silver Eagle Houston and our more than 1,000 employees, I'd like to encourage everyone to enjoy responsibly and make plans for a safe ride home from wherever you are celebrating this Independence Day. Thank you, and cheers to another great year.
Thank you. Well, you know, last year we really needed to step up the fireworks. You heard the mayor mention we moved the location of the fireworks so that we could achieve a launch of over doubling our sizes that we typically do. And we were down to the wire trying to get the final funding on this event. And our friends over at Reliant, as they have done so many times, Mayor, stepped up and said, in fact, I think it was the morning of the press conference, sure, we'll do it. No, I'm teasing, but it was pretty close, Mayor. Let me tell you, Leanne Schneider and her team over at Reliant, they're creative, they're so much fun to work with, and it is only appropriate that Reliant and that fun bunch over there sponsors our incredible fireworks show in celebration of America's birthday. Please welcome Leanne Schneider, Director of Community Relations for Reliant.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you, Mayor Turner, for allowing us to be a part of this. Reliant is thrilled to be, for the second year in a row, the fireworks sponsor and partnering with the City of Houston to celebrate the nation's 245th birthday. That's so crazy to think. I remember the 200th celebration, and I had this special bottle of Dr. Pepper. I think that said like 200 years, and I kept it, and then my mom made me throw it away because it was just really, after years and years, rotting inside. But it was just like I was a kid, and it was one of my favorite things that I was able to get. And I can't forget it. But most people know Reliant as powering your homes or your businesses. And as for Houston's 4th of July celebration, you can count on Reliant to power up the skies. The fireworks celebration presented by Reliant, and as you've heard, it's going to be even bigger, brighter, better this year. So I'm really excited that people will be able to get out and see it in person or safely watch it from home. Either way, it's going to be quite an event, and I encourage everyone to tune in or come to one of the locations that is available to view it in person. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge that summer is officially just a few days away. so hard to believe, but June 1st, just a couple of weeks, and summer's going to be here, and it's going to get hot. And so for all of our customers who need a helping hand this summer, we want to let you know that Reliant is here for you. And if you ever need any assistance, just reach out to Reliant. We're here to help. Houston is home to Reliant. Houston is headquarters to our parent company, NRG, and we're super excited about that as well. And so we're honored to safely power the fireworks and help celebrate this amazing July 4th celebration. And just kind of in closing, I just want to say, like all the other partners here have said, we've been partners with Houston over the years, and we, boy, have had our fair share of opportunities to assist with the communities here, and we love doing that. We jump in at any point, and I'm in very good company with the other partners who I know have done the same. So thank you, and have a wonderful summer, and be sure to tune in for the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Leanne, and I'm glad you got rid of that that can. Look, let me thank all the very generous sponsors, Cox Media. Let me thank you all again. Appreciate that. All of the corporate leadership and the support that's been given to this event and to the city over the decades. So really appreciate that. We'll stop. Any questions that you may have, this will be a good time to pose them.
So just to be clear, people can come to the parks and congregate and have a barbecue get together there at the park?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
So people can come to the park, have a barbecue get together there, bring their family and friends?
Yes,
Yeah. No, the park is open to, if you want to come down and watch the fireworks. We've reimagined the event. We're holding a different location, not announcing that because we're not selling tickets, right? So, but if you want to come down and watch the fireworks, it'll be open for that. I'll remind you also that because of those fireworks and because we changed the location last year, we will be closing both Allen Parkway and also Memorial Drive for the fallout zone of the fireworks. But still, Eleanor Tinsley Bowl is open, so if you wish to come down and get a closer view of the launch, that's good. Or you can see it, as the mayor said, in neighborhoods, in your backyards, any great view that you have of the western skyline, and then you can watch it on TV as well. Any other questions?
Yeah, can you just elaborate on what exactly is going to be modified this year as opposed to what it would be during a normal year? Is it the concerts that won't be open to the public? Are there more parks open? Last year I know you guys mentioned Eleanor Tinsley, and that you didn't allow people downtown.
That's correct, because of social distancing, right? Well, just as a reminder, it was less than 2 weeks ago that, of course, things opened up, right? So what we typically would have in a typical year is 4 stages, 5 entertainment zones, and then, of course, we have about 50,000 people down on site and about 1.5 million people viewing the show throughout the state of Texas, both live broadcast and live streaming. And so the difference, as was last year, the difference is that it's 100% live broadcast and live streaming, except for the fireworks. This year, the difference in viewing the fireworks is that Eleanor Tinsley is now open to come down and bring your family if you so choose. You can park downtown, plenty of parking, to view the fireworks. The infrastructure is not set up to come down and there is no barbecuing on site in Eleanor Tinsley or in Sam Houston Park. That's not allowed. So anyway, but if you want to bring your family down to that versus going to another neighborhood park that you can see, as people did last year, then you may do so.
So no stages or entertainment zones, the concerts?
No stage is open to the public. That is correct. Okay.
Did he just not feel comfortable with the concert just yet?
Mayor, do you want to take this one?
6 weeks ago, no one knew where we were going to be today. And when you're putting on a large event like Freedom Over Texas, it takes time to plan for it. It takes time, for example, to get the artists to come in, personally. and it takes time to raise even the additional dollars required for the concert stages. So that was 6 weeks ago. Where we are today, they are much different, but the planning is still called for. Now, as we move forward into the year in terms of parades and things of that nature, those things we anticipate will open up, okay? Because we have sufficient time to make the necessary planning. But for the Freedom of Texas, this has been on July the 4th, and quite frankly, city employees are just returning in more numbers today as of June 1. So it's just the timing did not permit us to just open things up all the way. That's why, for example, Ellen Tinsley Park, that's open for people who want to come and watch the fireworks. We can do that. But in terms of planning for the concerts, we simply just needed more time.
So is it simply a matter of the timing? You guys didn't have enough time to plan an event for 50,000 people to come see in person, set the stages, or is there still any concern about COVID?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. I mean, to bring 50,000 people all in one setting in close proximity when the virus is still prevalent and still about half of the people in the city of Houston have not been fully vaccinated, that's a factor that we had to weigh. And that's why I encourage people to continue to get vaccinated. The more we can get up to that 60 to 70 range, the safer we will be for everyone. But to bring, let's say, 50,000 plus people together in one setting, right adjacent to one another, drinking and talking and laughing and joking, that I'm still not quite comfortable on that front. And then secondarily, planning for concerts of that magnitude simply takes time to plan. So all of those elements.
If I could just add one more thing to that. Remember, we're dealing with entertainers who do not, all of them, well, there's only one of them that lives here, right? So the entertainers have very strict protocols as well. They're beginning to put their tours together, but they're still saying, okay, what are we doing backstage, and how are you treating the pandemic? But there's still a lot of entertainers, just as the city is beginning to roll out, they're not ready to perform yet. So it's a lot of decisions coming together to get us to where we are right now. We're very pleased with the show that we've put together. There's also a financial commitment, which our sponsors made last year. We've been working on the show and weighing and balancing where the CDC is, and the CDC, again, up until 2 weeks ago, the state wasn't open. So, you've got to put all that into perspective and realize we've got a show to do. So I think we've come up with a scenario that we feel very confident in, and we know that we'll have a great show for Houstonians. And look, I'm an events person. I'm an events producer at heart. My team, we are all event driven. The special events industry, they need so much help right now. And but we understand that this is a measured process, and we are doing everything we can to ensure that our events are safe and to ensure that we're following all the rules and to keep this same current of success going that the mayor has so beautifully led through this past year. But it's all of these things coming together that has brought us to this point.
Do you anticipate any changes at all if things are to get better, maybe bringing in food trucks or any kind of food vendors, or is this going to stick to the rundown?
We're going to stick to this rundown. I mean, the mayor said it so beautifully. This is a process, right? Not everyone is vaccinated. We continue to encourage people to always put health and safety first. And we've worked so hard to get here. He's worked so hard. The health department has worked so hard. The leadership of the city and the county, we've all worked so hard in the special events industry to get us to where we are. But there's no way that we can, process 50,000 people out on site.
And we have come a long way in the last 14 months. But let me underscore, 50% of Houstonians vaccinated is not enough. We need more people to get vaccinated before we really kind of get back to I guess you can say, quote-unquote, business as normal. 50% won't do it. We need more and more. But we are in a very measured way opening up. We need to be mindful of two things: the safety for the general public, and number two, the people who are going to be out there working, and number three, we really owe it to our sponsors. We're asking them to sponsor an event, and I think they're looking to us to make sure that we're sponsoring a very safe event. Otherwise, why put your name behind something like this? So we have to be mindful, and we want people to continue to be sponsors, and we want them to know that we are being responsible in what we do. So as more people get vaccinated, the more comfortable as mayor of the city I am in saying, okay, let's open things up. We're opening up Ellen Tinsley for people who want to watch the fireworks, but we still need people to go and get vaccinated. I'm saying that to my own city employees. I'm saying that to people in general. So, you know, we want to get there, but we're going to do it in a very measured way. Yes, sir.
Things may change in respect to the COVID prevalence and incidents and the pandemic gets being factors have been put in place. And is there a possibility of this being stopped or cancelled if things get bad?
Well, certainly, you know, I certainly don't anticipate canceling something unless things just go, you know, bad. And that's why we're being very strategic and measured in what we do, because you don't want to stop and start. And so, you know, I'm going to assume that things will continue to get better. And as things continue to get better, then we'll take additional steps, and additional steps. So I'm optimistic. You know, I like the direction in which we are going. We're just not at the finish line. Nobody's saying mission accomplished. But I like the direction. I like how things are unfolding. I like the fact that we are starting to open up and more things are happening. Those are all positive signs. But in terms of having a 4th of July celebration like we did in 2019 and the years before, 100% concert stages, everybody being jammed in and all of that, we're not at that point yet. But we will be more open in a sense than we were last year. And then hopefully in 2022, we'll be all the way there. So that's my hope. Okay. Yes. I mean, quite frankly, if we wanted the money, we would tell you all come and purchase. But you know, we won't be deriving as much revenue from this event as we normally would do pre-COVID-19. So that won't be taking place. But you know, safety first.
Do you have any numbers to share in terms of what this event would typically
Sure.
for the city versus what you saw last year and what you can expect this year? Is there any
Right.
difference between last year and this year with the modifications?
Well, no, but because we don't, you know, it's the same financial plan as last year, which represents about a third of what our traditional event is. It's around averages 1.3 to 1.4 million. Sometimes that's been as high as 2 million. In our lowest years, it has been around 900,000. So that just gives you, you know, we're an open book when it comes to finances. We're very appreciative of all of our sponsors. And so it's about the same, about $500,000. Give or take, you know, a few dollars, but about $500,000 that it takes just to pull off what we're doing. If something were to happen with the pandemic, as an example, though, we'd still be able to move this show forward as we moved the live event that was live to broadcast forward last year. So we have a great history with this event, and even in this circumstance, because of the success of last year. And we're continuing with that, you know, with a few changes. Okay, does that answer your question? All right, are we about done? Do we think? Is that it? Thank y'all all so much, and thank you for loving July 4th and understanding the importance of it and helping us promote this event.
But please take advantage of the Dr. Pepper Sunday and the Bud Light. Is there?
Yeah, there is.
Take the Bud Light home with you. But don't drink while driving. Okay, but take advantage of the Dr. Pepper Sunday. Thank you all. Thanks, sponsors. Appreciate it.
And we'd like a